Hello children. Today we continue with the topic trigonometry. Turn to page 125 of your textbook. We look at the figure 6.2. We have a right angle triangle ABC which is right angled at B. Let angle C be equal to theta. Now we know from last year that we have learnt sine theta is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse, that's AB upon AC. Now if I were to find the reciprocal, that is cosec theta, that is equal to 1 upon sine theta, and therefore it is equal to AC upon AB, that is the reciprocal. Okay. Next, coming to cos theta, we know cos theta is adjacent side upon hypotenuse, that is BC upon AC, and therefore the reciprocal is sec theta, which is 1 upon cos theta, and therefore it is AC upon BC. Okay. The third ratio is tan theta, which is opposite side upon adjacent side, that's AB upon BC, and therefore the reciprocal cot theta is BC upon AB. Okay, so these are the three ratios: sin theta, cos theta and tan theta, and the reciprocals respectively are cosec theta, sec theta and cot theta. Okay, now we also know tan theta is equal to sin theta upon cos theta, and therefore its reciprocal cot theta will be cos theta upon sin theta. So when you write in your notebook, these are the things to be written. You will draw this figure 6.2, write what is sin theta, write what is the reciprocal cosec theta. Next, write cos theta, the reciprocal sec theta. Third, write tan theta and the reciprocal cot theta. 4, you will write tan theta is sin theta upon cos theta, therefore cot theta is cos theta upon sin theta. Now these are the things to be written. Go to the next page, page number 126. Go to the first part. In the box that is there, the relation between the trigonometric ratios according to the definitions. So 1 upon sin theta equal to cosec theta. Okay, the reciprocal. If I cross multiply, I get sin theta into cosec theta equal to 1. Similarly, 1 upon cos theta equal to sec theta. Cross multiply, cos theta into sec theta equal to 1. Next, 1 upon tan theta equal to cot theta. On cross multiplying, tan theta into cot theta equal to 1. Okay, now this also needs to be written in your classwork. Next, we go to the next part of the lesson, trigonometric identities, on page number 127. Now, trigonometric identities, basically there are three important identities which we learn. Now, if I look at this figure 6.3, ABC, which is right angled at B, and angle A is theta, then sin theta, we have written all 6 ratios: sin, cos, tan, cosec, sec and cot. Okay. Now, by Pythagoras theorem, we know that BC square plus AB square, see, BC square plus AB square equal to AC square. Okay, BC square plus AB square equal to AC square. Now, divide both sides of 1 by AC square. So, you divide the left hand side by AC square as well as the right hand side. So, you get BC square plus AB square upon AC square equal to AC square upon AC square. Next, now we are going to separate the terms here. Now, instead of writing like this, we are going to write BC square upon AC square separately, plus AB square upon AC square is equal to AC square upon AC square, which is 1. Now, instead of writing square for both, we are going to write it common like this: BC upon AC the whole square plus AB upon AC the whole square equal to 1. Find out what is BC upon AC looking at the figure. What is BC upon AC when you look at the figure? With respect to theta, BC is the opposite side, AC is the hypotenuse. So, opposite side upon hypotenuse is nothing but sin theta. So, you have sin theta the whole square plus AB upon AC, if you see, it is adjacent side upon hypotenuse. Therefore, that is cos theta the whole square equal to 1. Now, sin theta the whole square is actually sin square theta plus cos theta the whole square is cos square theta. So the first identity that you get, sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. Okay. Next, to get the second identity, divide this equation by sine square theta throughout. So sine square theta upon sine square theta plus cos square theta upon sine square theta is equal to, now I am referring to this, we are going to divide this whole equation with sine square theta. Okay, so sine square theta upon sine square theta. Cos square theta is being divided by sine square theta. 1 is being divided by sine square theta. What is sine square theta by sine square theta? 1. Cos square theta by sine square theta, we know cos theta by sine theta is cot theta. And since there is a square, you get cot square theta. 1 upon sine square theta is cosec square theta. So this is your second identity, 1 plus cot square theta equal to cosec square theta. Okay. Next, to get the third identity, what you do is divide the same first equation now by cos square theta. We got the second one by dividing it by sine square. Now you're going to divide it by cos square. Sine square theta upon cos square theta plus cos square theta upon cos square theta equal to 1 upon cos square theta. What is sine square theta by cos square theta? We know sine theta by cos theta is tan theta. Therefore, sine theta by cos theta the whole square, that's tan theta the whole square, which is nothing but tan square theta, plus cos square by cos square is 1. 1 upon cos square theta is secant square theta. Okay, reciprocal of cos is secant theta. So tan square theta plus 1, rearranging it, you get 1 plus tan square theta equal to secant square theta. So we have three important trigonometric ratios. First, sine square theta plus cos square theta equal to 1. Next, 1 plus cot square theta equal to cosec square theta. And third, 1 plus tan square theta equal to secant square theta. Now these are the three trigonometric ratios which you should be very clear with to do the questions in the exercise. Okay. Now in the next class that we have, in the next video session, we will be doing exercise 6.3. Okay. Now there was a question which I had said I'll be doing it later from the lesson coordinate geometry. So coordinate geometry question number 21. I said we'll be doing it later. I'll tell you how to do it now. Okay. Question number 21 of the lesson coordinate geometry, page 123. Find the possible pairs of coordinates of the fourth vertex D of the parallelogram if three of its vertices are given. So ABC, three vertices are given. You have to find the fourth vertex D of such a parallelogram. I'll show you how to do it. Okay. Now, let's assume this is your triangle ABC. Let's assume this is your fourth coordinate D1. Actually, you could possibly have three locations here. You could have the parallelogram AB D1C. So your D1 is going to be the fourth coordinate x1 y1. It could also be AB C D2. So your coordinates are D2 is your vertex, x2 y2. It could also be like this way. Okay, so that's A, C, B, D3. That could be your third parallelogram, with D3 being the third coordinate with x3, y3. Okay, as the coordinates. D3 is the vertex, x3, y3 as the coordinates. So these are the three possibilities for the vertex D1, D2 and D3. So we are going to consider one by one and find out which could be the three possibilities. So first thing, let's consider this parallelogram, that's A, B, D1, C. Okay, when I consider A, B, D1, C to be the parallelogram, let D1 be x1, y1. Okay, now in this parallelogram, since opposite sides are congruent, I have AB is equal to CD1. Alright, now if I consider ABCD2 as the another parallelogram, since opposite sides are congruent, I have AB is equal to CD2. So you have two equations, AB equal to CD1, equation number 1, AB equal to CD2, equation number 2. Now from 1 and 2, since AB is common for both, I can write CD1 equal to CD2. What does that mean? If CD1 equal to CD2, it means C is the midpoint of this line D1, D2. Okay, therefore, since C is the midpoint of D1, D2, now same method you will say B is the midpoint of D1, D3. Okay, and A is the midpoint of D2, D3. Alright, so children, for the third parallelogram you are going to consider this. Okay, A, C, D1, D3. Okay, so B is the midpoint. So like this. Now when I consider the first case by midpoint formula, what do I get? X1 plus X2 by 2 equal to 3. How do I get this? See the previous page. Here if I consider this line, if see this is the midpoint, I know that X1 plus X2 upon 2 equal to 3. Similarly, Y1 plus Y2 upon 2 is equal to minus 2. So like this, when I solve, I get X1 plus X2 by 2 equal to 3. When I cross multiply, I get X1 plus X2 equal to 6. Same for the Y coordinate, I get Y1 plus Y2 equal to minus 4. Mark it as equation number 3 and 4. Okay. Now same method you are going to do for the other two. Now see, X1 plus X3 upon 2 is equal to 1. Y1 plus Y3 upon 2 is equal to minus 2. Same method for this, X2 plus X3 upon 2 equal to 5. Y2 plus Y3 upon 2 equal to 6, because these are the midpoints. Okay, as we discussed earlier. Now when we do this, you have the following set of equations. So I have equation number 5, equation number 6, equation number 7 and equation number 8. Now what you must do, take all the x coordinates. That means I will take 3, 5 and 7. So when I take equations 3, 5 and 7, these are the three equations that I get. What must you do? You have 2 x1s, you have 2 x2s, you have 2 x3s. Add all the left hand sides. 2 x1 plus x2 plus x3. Add the right hand sides, 18. Therefore, x1 plus x2 plus x3 is 18 upon 2, which is 9. Now, x1 plus x2 from the first equation I know is 6. So, 6 plus x3 equal to 9. Therefore, x3 equal to 9 minus 6, 3. I get x3 coordinate. Now, since I know x3, substitute it here. X1 plus x2 plus x3. Okay. Wait. What you can do is, take this second equation. This is easier. X1 plus x3 equal to 2. X3 I have already got it as 3. Substitute x1 plus 3 equal to 2. X1 is minus 1. Okay. Next what you must do? Substitute this value here in the first equation. So x1 is minus 1 plus x2 equal to 6. So from there I can find out x2, 6 plus 1, 7. So I have got x1, x2 and x3. Same method you are going to do for the y coordinate. So take equations 4, 6 and 8. Same method, add all the left hand sides, add all the right hand sides. And the same method that we done for the x coordinate, do it for the y. And you will get y1, y2 and y3. Now write the possible pairs. Remember, x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. These are the three possible pairs. So this is how this particular question has to be done. Okay children, I hope it's clear. Now, the next session that we have, we'll be starting with the exercise. Okay, thank you.